Only 2.65% of Kenya's 66.3 million bank accounts held more than 100,000 last year, reflecting Kenya's growing income inequality and the country's poor savings culture. The CBK, Central Bank of Kenya, data shows that the number of high-quality accounts increased to 1.65 million in the year to December, reflecting a growth of 4.2%. This was quite an interesting one, yeah? I'm not in my usual zone, so I'm in a different place, but this was quite an interesting topic, and I thought it's very important that we talk about this. First of all, it's a good thing that most Kenyans do not have their money in the bank. I believe that this statistic is wrong. If they told us that most Kenyans are earning 100,000, which they did say in that article, that's a different story, and I think we've spoken about that. But if you say that only a number of people have 100,000 Kenya shillings or above in their bank accounts, and you're using that to judge the number of people who have money and the poor savings culture in the country, I think that's just a wrong parameter. I think it's the wrong way to look at it. And personally, as a finance coach, I'm happy that people do not have their money in the bank anymore, because why do you want to have more than 100,000 in the bank? Why do you want to have more than 100,000 in the bank? As usually at Ken's Money Matters, we talk about the money mindset, how to make that money, how to enjoy that money, how to manage that money, how to invest that money, and how to assure yourself of a lifetime of income, basically financial freedom. So guys, we have been talking about keeping your money in the bank for a long time. I'm happy that this statistic came out, that most people don't have their money in the bank, because I believe however much there's inequality in the country, I'm not denying that fact. There's a huge inequality in the country. Even the pay gap is massive. In the same article, actually, they talk about the pay gap. Those who earn 100,000 or above, just like 2% or something. But that's not the point of discussion. The point of discussion is most Kenyans do not have more than 100,000 in the bank. And for me, that's a good thing. For the country or for CBK or for whoever did the research, they think that's a bad thing. Now, let me tell you something they're missing here. What if most Kenyans are no longer putting their money in the bank because they have been listening to Ken's Money Matters? Yeah, or just generally speaking, people have become financially literate and they have realized that with the crazy inflation coming up, with everything happening in the economy, you have to ensure that your money is doing some work for you. I would be happier if this statistics or this research would have gone into, are these the people earning it, captured by KRA, or just people having 100,000 in a bank account? People could be more aggressive with their investments. People are busy with their money. They're using their money in businesses. They are opening small businesses. They're getting into new deals. They're getting into new investments. They're getting into money market funds. They're getting into bonds. Anyone with more than 100,000 wants that money to go and work for them. So why would they want to keep that money in the bank? So the reason I'm doing this video is just to say that this is a good thing, that most people don't have their money in the bank. I'm not saying it's a good thing that people don't earn more than 100,000. People should make more money. And even if they were talking about earnings, I believe that Kenyans earn a lot of money on side hustles, which is a good thing, an amazing thing. And one thing you want to do right now is to be tax efficient. Sometimes these side hustles or freelance jobs allows Kenyans to be tax efficient. The Kenyan government has been heavily taxing people who are working formally and in a proper organization or institution, and therefore people have to find ways in which they can supplement their income. Those ones may not be captured by KRA and they may not be reported on. So they could say, oh, most Kenyans are earning 50,000 or less than 100,000. But actually, they could be formally earning less than 100,000, but in their side hustles or in their freelance jobs or in their businesses, they're earning way more than that, and that is not captured. So sometimes I feel this research when it comes to finances are not conclusively done. They're done in a haphazard manner and does not help give a clearer picture. But the main point of the video is I am happy that most people are not keeping their money in the bank, and this is a time that you should not keep your money in the bank. Why? Because inflation is raging. You're going to watch my video on the inflation and what you need to do, and one of them is ensuring that you are tax efficient. Another one is ensuring that you are investing consistently. This is the time to make sure that your money is working for you. So don't have 100,000 in the bank and let them still have their statistics telling people how unequal or how poor people are, but make sure that your money is working for you. If you have anything above 100,000, you can get into bonds. If you have anything above 100,000, you can get into stocks. If you have anything above 100,000, you can get into money market funds. If you have anything above 100,000, you can get into treasury bills. If you have anything above 100,000, you can open a small side hustle. You can start small businesses. I've done a video on the small businesses. You can start with 20,000, 100,000 Kenya shillings. You can start a small business. You can open a side hustle instead of leaving that money lying in the bank at a time when you need more income, when you need money to grow, and the salaries are stagnant. There are no jobs. Businesses are closing down. The supply chains have been disrupted. Imports are crazily expensive, and therefore excess duties have gone high, making everything within the country super expensive. So this is a time that I am actually happy to say very clearly that we should not be keeping money in the bank. Don't keep your money in the bank. Get your money out there to work for you. Get your money invested. Get your money in real estate. Get your money in assets that will then help control the inflation. Because if you have 100,000, right now inflation is hitting almost 7%. With that kind of inflation, if we can just go for 2-3 years at that rate, guys, you're going to have nothing left in the bank. So with your 100,000, it's going to go to even way less than that in a few years. So instead of leaving that money in the bank and saying, oh, these people have more than 100,000 in the bank, get that money working for you. Those who have money in the bank, and that is one part that I did agree with, those who have money in the bank are rich people already who are shielding their losses from the stocks, from the other equities or other assets that are now doing badly in the market, and they're bringing their money into cash or liquidating their money so they have some liquid money that they can use to survive. But that is someone who has built wealth. That's someone who has enough money to then have that liquid money to put in the bank. But if you don't, then it's not for you to go and put your money in the bank, because then you are losing and not gaining. For some people, they will want to have some cash flow. For example, people are retired. They don't want to put their money in assets that are locked for long term. They don't want to put their money in assets that are very volatile right now. And they don't want to put their money in a place that they're not sure they will have that money tomorrow or the day after. But as a young person who has more time in the market, more time to make money, more time to drive some income, make sure that your money is constantly and consistently working for you. So Kenyans not having 100,000 above in the bank is a good news for me, and hopefully it is because people are busy with their money. People are using their money to generate more income. People are using their money to invest more. People are using their money to hedge them against inflation, because if your salaries are stagnant and you have the little savings in the bank, you're losing that money and you're losing your salary. It's a double loss for you. But if your money is busy working for you and you're trying to make more, chances are you're going to beat inflation. And we have so many investment instruments that can easily beat inflation. Why would you want to have your money sitting in the bank? This is the worst thing you can ever do. Take your money out of the bank now and get it working for you. That's just why I wanted to do the video. I hope it makes sense to you. Don't leave that money in the bank. Doesn't matter what people say. Get your money out there. They are very safe investments. Even if you are someone who hates risks, they are safe, conservative investments in our country, in Africa generally speaking, that you could get into, and your principal amount will always be safe. If you want more, always stay at Ken's Money Matters. Come for coaching, come for financial planning. Go to my website, www.kensmoneymatters.com, and see what we offer. Otherwise, guys, I hope that's helpful. See you in our next video. Ken's Money Matters.